You are now listening to the Musically Made podcast. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Musically Made podcast featuring your host, VaNia Ellison. This week, I have a special treat for y'all. I know I've been off for a couple weeks. I've been dealing with some personal things, but I'm back. I'm trying to do better. And I have an amazing artist with me today. Her name is Gaviana, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
So, hi everyone. My name is Gaviana. I am from Valley Stream, New York. I am an A-Train artist. I do R&B, pop, soul. I write almost all my music, and I'm just happy to be here.
Thank you. I'm happy to have you. Um, I don't know if you remember, but can you tell them a little bit how this opportunity came about? Like, do you remember how we met?
Yeah, it
Okay.
was at the Germantown fashion show. I was invited to perform at Philadelphia. It was really nice. It was my first time in Germantown, and it was really my first time really just venturing out to Philadelphia a little bit. So I was very excited to go there. The people were really nice and kind, and the environment was really cool. Like, I saw a lot of fashion. I saw a lot of, other talented artists, and I met her after she, saw me perform, and I was definitely excited to jump on the opportunity.
Thank you. So, let's talk about Philly a little bit more. While you were there, did you feel like the presence of how how do I say how heavy Philly is creatively? Like, did you feel that? Did you see it?
Creatively,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I did feel like I saw a lot of bit of New York into Philly, believe it or not. Like,
Okay.
just the environment kind of felt like the same. Like,
Mm-hmm.
literally when I got there, like I felt like I'm like, am I even really like in Philadelphia? Because to me, I felt like I was in Brooklyn when I came by. I was like, this didn't feel like it. But obviously, the trains were different, the subways were a lot different. So I was like, oh, okay. But the people definitely have a different vibe to them. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely way more different. They're definitely more outspoken. They have no problem talking to you. So definitely was a big like culture change for me.
I'm glad. Did you navigate it okay? Were you all right? And nobody gave you no issues?
Getting there was a little difficult only because like I missed my bus, like just getting
Um,
to Philly. But other than that, like the commute there, I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't realize how everything was so very much far apart in Philly.
yeah.
Like I didn't
Yeah.
realize that like I was supposed to meet my bus back to New York City at a mall, and it was like an hour and a half commute from like where I was originally at Germantown. I was like, wow, this is kind of far. I didn't
Mhm.
realize that Philadelphia was so like spread out like that.
Mm. Are you talking about what bus did you take? The Greyhound?
It's called our bus.
Our bus?
It's like one of those little like city like those city buses that you can take.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So we're gonna shift gears into your music. So tell me about your latest single.
Okay, so my latest single is called "Let Me Know That." This song is a very fun, it's those type of songs like getting ready to go to the party, going out with the girls, like type of thing like that. Because it's mostly about how, let's say, like you're kind of fed up with your partner, right? And
Hmm.
you just kind of have like this realization, like I don't really have to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Right.
basically me just having that realization. And also, it's not me just knowing myself more, but it also gives it a little confidence booster. Like you're still young, you still got it like that. Like you don't have to put up with this. There's other men out there that have no problem taking you out and doing whatever. So I'm
Right.
not, I'm not saying I'm being like a little manipulative, but I'm just saying like I just want to tell people like you have options. It's not too late. You don't have to put up with what you're doing at right now. So that's just a little fun way to put it.
Okay. Would you say that that single has more meaning rather than fun, or more fun than meaning?
Um, I would say more meaning than fun. Like
Okay.
if people like just like the beat, like yeah, they can really enjoy it. But I feel like people that really like get into the lyrics, they can be like, oh, okay, okay, yeah, like I definitely get it. Like it definitely wants makes you like kind of want to think a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is your favorite song that you have out right now?
My personal song, personally, I love Counterclockwise. It has like a special place in my heart, like because that song was such a evolution for me, right? Because when I
Mhm.
first originally made this, so first of all, it's a cute poppy song that I just really, it's so fun, it's so cute. It just best represents me as an artist.
Right.
Having those little cutesy like instrumentals, like beats, like it's just so fun. And it's not taken seriously, but it's still like enjoyable. The reason why I like it so much is because that song went through so much. Because when I
Right.
originally made that song, believe it or not, it was supposed to be a very, very sad song, a sad, slow
Okay.
song. So I just liked how it just evolutioned into like really sad and depressing to like happy and uppity, you know? Because
Yeah.
counterclockwise is supposed to be about you having problems with this partner and you trying to see, let's go back to a time where we were actually really good. Like how can we go back to a time where we were like really like where we were like we're both seeing eye to eye in the same page. So obviously, when I created it, it was supposed to be a sad song, but for some reason, it just completely turned into something pop and happy and like
Mhm.
enjoyable.
Can Are you able to describe like how that happened, like the process that took place?
Okay, so counterclockwise, the title was always something I really kept right, and
Right.
this was years ago. This was back in the day when I used to make beats, and
Okay.
I'm not good at it. But this was when I was in my rookie years when I was just like trying to get my foot in the door. So I would make beats in my bedroom, and counterclockwise was just the name that I had in mind, and then I written it. But once I got with my management company, right?
Mhm.
Because believe it or not, I already did recorded it. I the old sad counterclockwise song, but unfortunately my laptop got it stopped working, so
Mhm.
can't really find it no more. The old version. I got with my management, and unfortunately, the thing is with that song is that the beat, even if I did could recreate the beat, I really wasn't good at producing. So it just didn't really work. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So when my manager offered me this new beat, right? I still have the title, and I was just writing to it, and then for some reason it was just like, oh, okay, I can make something. I can make something with a song, and it can be more popular. Right? It could be, something different, right? So
Mhm.
yeah, I did have a co-writer. He was also part of the management company. He helped me with the verses, like the second verse and the chorus. I basically just completed it with like the first verse and like the bridge. Um, so that's how it happened. But yeah, basically what happened was I originally made a beat, I lost it, but it wasn't really a good beat anyways. So we kind of like transform it to like let's switch it to something more uppity. And believe it or not, Counterclockwise has an old version that's on my SoundCloud and a newer
Mhm.
version that's out on all platforms. So you can actually hear the old version of the song. It's still an upbeat song. It's on SoundCloud and my YouTube channel, so you can still listen to that old version. But the newer version, that's where you can get on all streaming and downloading platforms. It's just like more like more uppity with that one, and it's more like
Mhm.
production wise like 10 times better than the old version. But yeah,
Okay.
so that's basically how it just morphed into something better. Because my manager wanted to remix that song. I don't know why, but he did it, and I absolutely loved it. And I was like, oh my goodness, yeah. So that's how it just morphed into my favorite song.
Okay. So, you mentioned having a manager. How long did it take you to get one, and what was the process in getting a manager for you?
Even
Did you do a search?
at first I did start searching, right?
Mhm.
Um, there was this lady that I was originally supposed to be managed, right? She
Hmm.
had this like management fee every month or so like that, and I was just like, no, because I was really young and I was also really broke, so I unfortunately I couldn't really afford to afford to like her services. I also had another manager that was way before her. He ended up being kind of like just a waste of my time, honestly.
Right.
Like someone that claimed that he knew everything. He knew because he had people, he had connections, but realistically, he really didn't. But how I met my current manager, H-Ray Productions, my management company, I was doing a radio show in my hometown, and he just happened to be there, right? So, I sang to him a little something. We kept in contact. We would talk on the phone like a couple times, like a few times a month and so like that. I was originally supposed to work with the guy that he was with, right? But
Right.
unfortunately, that really didn't go fall through. So it was like a few months later, right after that, that's when he officially was like, okay, like I want you part of my management. So I met him at the Marriott Hotel. I we would he would to just sign, right? We would to just sign. Just it was just a meeting, right?
Right.
We would also every he would invite me to rehearsal with the other artists. Like he would rent out a little studio in the city every other Sunday, and we would just just go over songs, see what updates of what other artists are doing, and then that's when around like the end of like the year of that year he decided to sign me. So I've been with him ever since. He put me on to shows and studio and beats and other people involved in the industry. So I'm just very grateful to have someone like him and the company and work with other great artists and producers and engineers. I feel like he has really been. He taught me a lot about the industry. He taught me of like how to maneuver myself in the industry, and he's always had my back, and I really do appreciate him. And yeah, his name is Peterson. Obviously I have to say his name, but because he'll get upset with me if I don't say his name. Uh,
Okay.
um, yeah, so he's done a lot for me, so I'm very appreciative of it.
It's nothing like trying on different shoes until you find the right fit. Yeah. So I'm I've been hearing you say like back in the day when you were younger. So when did you first start doing music?
When I like, as in like, when do I started singing, or when did I actually start making like music?
Both.
Okay, so when I was in high school, I feel like that's when I first started high school, junior year, seventh, sixth grade. That's when I started to like really sing. Started singing in front of people, talent shows, musicals. There's an open mic at my little hometown called Sip This. I would go there almost every Wednesday or every Thursday or Friday when they had their open mic nights because I really wanted to showcase my talent. I really wanted to
Mhm.
showcase my singing abilities. So I would do that a lot. Every opportunity I can to sing, I would do it. Right. Even my hometown, there was a little program for teens and kids, teens and young adults. For so it's like maybe like what 12 to 21, where it's called Star Potential, where the kids around the neighborhood would sing at like community events. So I was invited to perform at like a festival in my hometown and a church festival and stuff like that. So that was also a great opportunity for me as well. So when it comes to actually making music, I would say I have to say the end of graduation, right? Because
Okay.
in your thought process when you're a senior in high school, you're like, okay, I gotta really take my life seriously. Like, what do I do? Like, how do I do this? Like I definitely was like serious, and I just remember like spending my whole summer after I graduated just making beats. Like I bought the equipment during my senior year, like and then I brought my recording stuff and I was just like making songs in my closet and I used to do that thing where like I would take beats from YouTube and like, write to it and then record it. I did that a lot in senior year. I did it a lot too. Um yeah, I released my first song when I was like 19 and
Okay.
it it was called "Dedicate This to You." It was a song I written. I even produced. I even mixed it. I did a lot, and I wanted to be one of those artists that writ, produced, mixed because I didn't have the money to find producers, or go to the Rapture studio to record. So I had to just DIY everything. That it's My song is still out on platform, believe it or not. But yeah, it was only a matter of time until like I realized like, okay, now I can get real producers. I have access to some producers and more professional engineers and stuff like that. So you know it like yes, it's less when you do everything, but you also want the best quality of the music,
Mhm.
and yes, I love doing it on my own because it was more affordable, but at the same time, I felt like I wasn't putting out the best type of music I could. Like, if
Right.
I really wanted to stand out, the first thing I gotta do is just put out great production music. Cause I feel like that's what unfortunately, a lot of smaller independent artists struggle with. It's production level, you know?
Right.
Because, they have the equipment, they have everything, but they don't have the skill set to actually put out, to make good
Hmm.
quality music. They don't know how to do it. They just feel like they have the equipment. They think they can do it now. Or they watch a YouTube tutorial and they think they know how to mix a whole song. Even though
Right.
like mixing vocals is gonna be 10 times different than mixing a rap vocal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Because, it's one thing to record and making sure the level's right. But when you're mixing and mastering, it's like a whole nother thing that a lot of people don't know. You know?
Yeah. I feel like it's so common to have like a producing phase. Like when I was going through my music program, they gave us the equipment to learn how to do beats and record our own songs and things of that nature. And I actually did what you did with the YouTube with the beats and right into those beats. Like it just unlocked so many memories when you said that. But I feel like those kind of beginnings are very instrumental in us figuring out what our strengths and weaknesses are. Like you learned that, producing is maybe not your thing. I learned producing is not my thing. Like it was just so I think it's important to go through something like that. So my next question for you is what made you want to sing? Like I know you said that you wanted to showcase your talent, but like what was the driving factor of like, oh, I really want to do this. I feel like I should be doing this and da 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 da.
Yeah, I remember it. I love telling the story because it's so cute and innocent, right?
Okay.
It was like it has to be either the fifth grade, because that was during the time like I felt like I still wanted to be a nurse, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
like but then it was in the fifth grade and I was watching the Cheetah Girls for the first time, right? And I just remember like the first scene. It was a Cheetah Girls one, right? It was the first show. It was the first scene of them. They all had like cheetah print. It was the very beginning of the music, and like they dancing, they having fun, they performing, and I was like such an awe. I'm like what is that? Like you see people cheering, they're having fun, they singing, they dance. I was like I want to do that, So
Mm-hmm.
like when I look at it, I was just like, yes, this is exactly what I want to do. You know what's funny? Is that I didn't even know if I could sing or not before I even like made that decision. I was just like, yeah, this is what I want to do. Before I'm saying like that is exactly what I want to do. I used to watch Hannah Montana and I would write songs using her beats, even though I wasn't supposed to. But like
Mm-hmm.
that's how inspired I was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll
Okay.
memorize songs and sing them and stuff like that. It was just that was literally like my realization. Like, yes, this is what I want to do.
Okay. Um, so shifting gears a little bit, tell me about Nails by Gabby.
Oh, okay. So it's just a little Instagram page that about just me showing off my nails because I do my own nails. I don't I used to go to the nail salon a lot, but
Hmm.
it started getting a little bit too expensive for me, and I was like, "Ooh, I don't know."
Right.
So at first I wanted to do a little bit like nail designs on this. I was planning on doing other people's nails. That was like originally the goal. That's why I created that page. However, but once I thought about it, I was like I really felt like I didn't want to invest that much into my nails because I wanted to focus more on music, right? Because when you
Right.
think about it, you got to get your license, you got to probably rent somewhere to do nails, or probably go somewhere, go to nail salon, ask them to do your job, and it's like, it's just, do I really want to go through all that? And yeah, I could be an
Yeah.
amateur and I'll just do people's nails for the less, but at the same time, I don't want to say I'm scared of people, but I'm scared that like they might not like it and they might,
Mm-hmm.
act crazy, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, I'm just I'm just a rookie, please. But yeah, I mean, I just, and during the during COVID season, I started to really teach myself more about how to do certain things and how to do your nails in different shapes. And listen, I'm not perfect. Like,
Mm-hmm.
still mess up from time to time. However, but I just wanted to showcase like the designs I've made and colors and the rhinestones I've even like, like I'm trying like new things and stuff. So, and I used to have this feeling that like, let's say like I feel like it hasn't been like my nails haven't been shown off yet. So I
Yeah.
would just post it on my page, and whoever just likes looking at nails, that you can just look at my page and just, maybe
Okay.
be inspired and stuff like that.
Okay. So, do you perform and sing full time?
Full time?
Mm-hmm.
You could say that. I mean, I do perform a lot, at
Okay.
least a few times a month. So yeah,
Okay. So, what are you doing in between? Like, what does your regular day look like?
regular day look like. Well, I do work at my little day job, but I usually just after that, usually just get home. I exercise. I take time to promote my music, read the Bible scripture. Also, depends on the day. Like if it's a weekday, that's basically my day. Promote my music, go to work, go back home. And if it's like a day to show, what I'll do, I'll just probably like either it be like after work or on the weekends. So I'll just prepare to do my thing there. I usually go to the studio on weekends, so I don't work day job on the weekends, so it works out for me. But yeah,
Okay. Is there any advice you would like to give to anybody that wants to be in your shoes?
I would say this might sound crazy, but it's okay to have a day job.
Mm,
It's because it when you're making music, it's gonna cost a lot. So you have to invest in music video. You have to invest in um, studio time, maybe graphic design if you're not really good at it. Because I do my own graphic design, so I don't really have to really be concerned about it. When it gets more advanced, like how there's some pictures that kind of move and stuff like that. The
mm-hmm.
bitch, that's I'll pay someone to do that. But yeah, just it's especially when you're starting off, like you don't have the connections, especially you're not signed because I don't have a label behind me, so a lot of the investments come from me myself. So yeah, especially when you're starting off, like it's okay to have a day job because again, marketing that also costs. Nothing is cheap, nothing is free. So it's that's one thing, and don't be ashamed of it. You didn't fail. It's just that things cost money. It's like you look at your business, you look at your music career as a business. Like you have to invest in your business because you think you're gonna get a return on investment. So just do what you gotta do. You don't have to be prideful. I keep that stuff to myself because I don't have to tell people. Like, I don't think I failed because obviously, like, you know, because of the marketing, because of the promotion that I'm doing with my music, obviously you see the numbers. Obviously you see the streams. So, like, obviously I'm doing something. It would have been different if you was only looking at like 2 streams. I was only getting 2 streams a month. Like, okay, yeah, but like I'm very thankful that I really worked hard and I proved a lot of people wrong. Like, there's some rappers that like, or some, people that are just like me, and
Mhm.
they haven't even gone as far. There's
Yeah.
some people that I grew up with that wanted to sing, they wanted to do what I'm doing, but to this day they're not even doing it. They never
Mm.
even put out a song before.
Mm.
So because they were scared of failure, they probably was scared that they had to like work and stuff like that. And it's just like, no, one thing my manager taught me is what does success look like to you? Because he would always tell me that in my eyes, you already made it. And I was like, how? And he would tell me like, there's so many artists that wish they were doing what you're doing, you know? And I was like, I mean, I guess. But it's just how you have to look at it, right? And you also have to ask yourself, like, what are you doing this for? Are you doing this for the fame? Are you doing this for the love of the actual music? You know, because I hate to be the breaker of bad news, but if you trying to just do it for the fame, you might be doing a lot of things that you don't intentionally want to do. And it's not even, I'm not saying fame is bad, but, obviously, I think every artist dreams of notoriety and they want their music to be recognized. I know I do. I want that
Mhm.
recognition. I just don't want to do anything that goes against my morals. I want to be more recognized for my craft and my art more than anything else, you know? Because
Yeah.
that is what's long lasting. Because little drama here, little clout chasing over here, that only lasts for like 5 minutes and then people are on to the next. And I don't want to be
Mhm.
known for that. I don't want to be known to be like some clout chaser or someone that's like constantly like seeking attention or something like that. Like, no, I shouldn't have to do that. My art should say, what should tell you enough, you know?
Right.
So you really have to ask yourself, what are you in this for? And like, let's say every birthday passed, right? I would
Mhm.
always ask myself, like, do you still want to do music? And, I'll tell myself personally, like, yeah, I still want to do it. And like, okay, then just keep going. So just constantly ask yourself, like, do you still want to do it? And I think the last one is you're gonna get discouraged. Like there are so many times where I got discouraged, I got let down, I got disappointed. A lot of people got my hopes up just to let me down. Like a lot of people don't understand how grimy this industry is, and it's so
Mhm.
easy for you to get your hopes up. Like the amount of times I was this close to a record deal and it just got shattered right in my face, and I was just like, that thing is crushed. That thing is so crushing. Or these people can promise you like a record deal by the end of the year, but you got to pay like this amount of money every month. I'm like, what?
Mhm.
Like, aren't you guys the one with the money? Why are you asking me for money?
Right.
And it was just so disheartening because imagine someone just gassed your head up, made you believe that I could take you to this and that, and come to find out, but you got to do this. And I'm like, no, no.
Mhm.
I was like, no, no. It's definitely disheartening, but you really can't give up. You really just have to have the faith, no matter how long has it been, how old you are. Because a lot of times I get discouraged too, like just years gone by and I still haven't made it. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like should I still like? What's the point if it's not? I don't even have the numbers and stuff like that. But you know, I also learned that the industry is just really just smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
A lot of these artists are not as big as they claim, or they're definitely a lot bigger in social media. It definitely looks like they're a lot bigger in social media, but in real life, and when you see the numbers, you're like, what?
Mhm.
So you just really have to do it for the love of the music, because this
Right.
industry will chew you up, spit you out, get your hopes up, just to shatter it right in your eyes. But it's just something that you have to really have a great passion for it. It's not for the weak. It's definitely not for the weak. If you're not cut out for this, if you're not smart as well, it definitely can. You can easily get this taken advantage of. Not
Mhm.
easily, because there's a lot of people that spend hundreds of dollars just to perform at some event because they promise that like, oh, these big people are gonna be there, and nothing happens. Like you perform, and then it's just like you will get no connections, no nothing. Nothing happens for your career. It's just, it's just. I'm not. I understand these booking agents. They need the money. They need to get paid. I get that. I just, you know, you could use that money for something more better, like maybe the studio, or maybe like promotion your music, or better crafting your crafts, and just doing that. But yeah, it's just a lot of faith, a lot of willpower to keep going. Being smart. I feel like a lot of people look at me and think they can run rounds on me, but I've seen some, yeah, but I have seen some things, and I might look like I can be very naive, but I used to be, but I'm a little I'm a little far from that now. Um, you know, yeah, just the faith, not giving up. You know, invest wisely. Treat this career like a business. Because that's what this music business is. It's a business at the end of the day.
Okay. So my final question for you tonight is I was going through your music that you have out. It is mostly singles. Are you releasing an album anytime soon?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in the work. It's in the works right now. It's literally at the final process, which I'm finally happy about. I just recorded my last song just recently, so now it's in the mixing stages, and I promise you, it will be really soon. Like probably the next coming months. It's not probably. I know my manager said it's probably gonna be released next month, but if I'm being honest with you, it's probably gonna be released like probably like the beginning of next year. If I'm being honest with you,
Okay.
so.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that there's something to look forward to. Thank you so much, Gaviana, for joining me today. Um, for you all that's listening and watching, please do me a favor and follow me on Musically Made Podcast on Instagram and TikTok. On X, follow me at Musically Made P underscore. And where can we find you, Gaviana?
Okay, so my username is basically the same in every platform: Instagram, Facebook, X, also known as Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. That's Gaviana Musique. That's GavianaMusique. That's GavianaMusique. And that's all platforms.
Okay. Thank you so much, and I will see you all next week.